made it home, I dug her out, then I made her one of my aces. Marijuana fragrance, this tree here is outrageous. Want me to play in your city? Send an email to my agent.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston. And no, careful. This is just a proposed trade that I want you guys to have an opinion on. It is Yasiel Puig for Matt Harrison. The reason I feel so confident possibly doing this trade is because we have these two prospects, our left field prospects, Vinny Machado and Christian Yelich, who look like they are MLB ready. And I would tell you my preliminary plan, but I know that Yasiel Puig is a very popular player in and around Major League Baseball. And I expect most of you to not really be too familiar with who Matt Harrison is. I know, I'm sure many are. He was an all-star last year, but he does go under the radar, and I'll talk about that trade in a sec. But you saw we had the first-year player draft, and we actually are so far over the budget that we cannot sign any of those guys. So that's a little bit upsetting. I don't know what to do about that. If you guys have any tips or any way to sign guys, even though I'm over the budget, let me know. And you saw there, Logan Morrison is out, what was that, 1 to 2 months with a shoulder separation. So Jason Kubel is going to be playing full-time now. We're going to move Jorge Soler to first base and have Kubel play in, I think today was playing in left field, but I want to move him to right field because he's a really strong arm. I can put Stan in left field. But anyway, I'll talk about those moves in a sec. Or, I mean, I'll talk about those moves right now, I should say. So Christian Yelich and Vinny Machado, two top prospects in the left field that I knew were coming. I knew they were on the way. Machado was drafted in year 2, I believe, or year 3. And Yelich has been on the team ever since this started. He is one of their top prospects in real life. But he started out at a very low overall, so it's taken him a while to get to where he is now. And that is pretty MLB ready. So my thinking is, I get Matt Harrison. He's that 5th starter. He's that guy that he does really well in this game, and he's on a low-level contract for this year and 1 more year after that, only getting paid $2.9 million. So it's a very fair price. He's a 91 overall. I had him in my Cubs sim franchise way back when, and he is exceptional in this game. He always puts up low ERAs. Every single season in this franchise, he's at an ERA under 3. So he's a very impressive pitcher that really could help us out, I think. But either way, Yasiel Puig, he has struggled for us a little bit this year, and he really is the only guy I can do it to make the salaries work out. I was waiting for Steve Delabar to get back healthy, which he is, I believe, after this episode, and I tried it, and the salaries actually, you have to either match salaries, or like they would do it for Aroldis Chapman, which is kind of bullshit because like Aroldis Chapman makes a lot less than some of the guys that I offered. So I don't know what the whole salary thing is. I think it's like if they get a good enough player, they'll just do it. But either way, they'll do it for Puig, they'll do it for Delabar, or I'll have to give up one of my top guys. And I don't want to give up one of my top guys. Or they won't do it for Delabar. They'll do it for Puig, and other than that, it's all top guys. And Puig is kind of a top guy at this point, but he's only hitting 220 this year. And that is a concern. So either way, we go on top 1-0 here, and you can see the Padres lineup. So my plan would be to call up Machado. He would become my full-time, probably, I guess, center fielder. We'd have to figure out who'd play center. But he'd be my full-time center fielder for the rest of the year, and then Christian Yelich possibly replacing Giancarlo Stanton at the end of the year. I don't think I'm going to trade him. I really don't want to trade him. I know a lot of you guys wanted me to trade him, but I'm not going to trade him. So that's my final decision. I was surprised how many people wanted me to trade him, because I remember I tried to trade him way back in year 1, and there was like an outrage. It was like, why would you trade? You're an imbecile. Yeah, I got all those kind of like responses, and it was surprising. But either way, so I'm probably not going to trade Stan. Christian Yelich is likely his replacement, and then Machado would likely be Yasiel Puig's replacement, unless we keep Puig, of course. But that would be the plan. You can see Puig playing center field there, misplays a ball. I thought I could dive to get that. I was trying to save some runs, but anyway, Stanton comes over and plays it. He'll fire it into the cutoff man, and that's going to be a 2 RBI triple for the San Diego Padres. So they take a nice lead right here. I believe it's up to 3-1 or 4-1 at this point. But anyway, it's 3-1, and I think that was Yonder Alonso who gets a base hit that will drive in the 4th run, and it's going to be 4-1 at this point. So let me know what you think of that kind of plan. So trade Puig for Matt Harrison. Harrison becomes the 5th starter, probably actually gets moved up. He would take, at this point, Justin Nicolino's spot, who has not performed bad, and he's certainly the guy that would be left off of the team come postseason time. Or if we get Harrison, we'd probably just have a 5-man playoff rotation, quite frankly, because I don't know who I would cut at that point. But yeah, so the preliminary plan would be, you know, trade Puig, call up Machado, Harrison becomes our 5th starter, and then pretty much write it out as that. Or we could just, you know, keep it as it is. Harrison's really the only guy I want if we do go after a starter. I've looked at some other guys, and there isn't anyone financially that we can get that I really want to strive for. So anyway, let's talk about the gameplay here. Kubel is going to get an RBI double right here. Stanton comes home and scores, and we cut the lead to 4-2. So the Padres jumped out to a 4-1 lead on us. Now Puig up 2 outs, and Puig just continues to struggle at the plate this year. as he is in real life recently. He has been not really a slump, but certainly is not hitting 400 anymore, which I guess is to be expected. But Cameron Maybin will strike out there. Jacob Turner, although he struggled for that one inning, provided us with 6 very solid innings, only giving up those 4 runs, and that would wrap up his day. After this 6th and final inning, he allowed 10 hits, but really you take out that one inning, and he was very impressive. Jacob Turner, glad we re-signed this guy in the offseason, and he's really just done well for us this season. He's been a good guy, 3rd, 4th in rotation. Can't remember if he's ahead of Fernandez or not, but you see the stats right there. Casey Kelly, former Red Sox top prospect with a decent stat line right there. Zach Lee would come on and pitch the bottom of the 7th. He is 1-2 with a 3.98 ERA. The guy who we considered for a 5th starter spot at one point this year, he has not gotten his opportunity yet. He might in the future. We'll see what happens. He would have a 1-2-3 7th inning as Melky Cabrera will pop that one up, and a nice catch right there by Miguel Sano on the move. So that would retire the side in the 7th. Now top 8 here, Jason Kubel up. He's going to be facing up against Faustino de los Santos. And Kubel, with his 3rd hit of the game, gets the one into the gap. He has 2 RBI already. Really, Kubel and Stan have done a bulk of the damage so far today. Stan with 2 runs, Kubel driving him in both times so far. Now Puig up 0-1 count. Puig not hitting the ball all that well right now, but he does get this one into right field. Ryan Sweeney is not a very strong thrower, and Kubel will get into 3rd base. So we get a runner on 3rd with just 1 out, a very good opportunity to drive home a run. Here is Sean Marshall, the new pitcher. He's a lefty. I accidentally skipped him coming into the game, so here is the little thing on Sean Marshall. You know he's in the game. Jorge Soler up, and Soler is going to ground that one to the shortstop. It is bobbled, and that will drive home the run. Koopa comes home and scores, and that is going to make it 4-3 now. Jorge Soler, he'll probably be credited with the RBI right there because Koopa would have scored anyway. Rajai Davis is going to come in and pinch run, the fastest guy on our team, possibly the fastest guy in Major League Baseball, quite frankly. He's on first base right here after about 13 pickoff chances. Rajai Davis is going on the pitch out. It's a low throw in the kind of bounce to Gurko, or I guess that's Darwin Barney. And Davis gets in there safely, so we get a runner on 2nd with 1 out. Miguel Sano now still up 2-2 count to him. Sano is going to hit this one to the shortstop. He's going to plant himself. Fire to first. It's dropped by Alonso. Here comes Davis. The throw to the plate is offline. Rajai Davis comes home and scores, and that is going to tie up the ball game at 4. Tyson Ross will come in, the man who pitched an 8-inning, 3-hit outing the other day for San Diego in real life, I believe. I think it was 8 innings. I remember seeing that in the bottom line. Pincher John Buck will come up now with Sano still in on scoring position. He moved up to 2nd base on the play where Davis scored. Buck, who has been such a clutch hitter for us in the past, has kind of been going down in the overall. He's getting up there in age at this point. This is the last year of his 3-year contract. He would strike out there with runners on 1st and 3rd. Now Starlin Castro up with runners on 1st and 3rd. 2 outs. Castro is going to pop this one up into shallow center field. Cameron Maybin is in. He is under it, and he will make the play. So we go 4-4 going into the bottom of the 8th inning, and Jordan Swaggerty is going to come on next, 6-0 with a 2.77 ERA. He has filled in for Steve Delabar very nicely, and he'll be getting the role as that 7th inning man when Delabar does come back, bumping Henderson down to a middle relief role. Swaggerty would get a 1-2-3 8th inning, and that is going to retire the side. We're going to head into the 9th with the game still tied at 4. Now Tom Lane is going to come on to pitch the top of the 9th, and hopefully the Marlins can get something going. We don't want to go into actions. We don't want to waste our bullpen a little bit here. 0-2 count to Donovan Solano. No outs in the inning. Solano is going to end up taking that hanging curveball into left field for a base hit. Melky over the field. He'll fire it in to Ian Desmond, the cutoff man, and that will get a runner on first base with no outs. And Solano is going to end up getting picked off here. He gets caught in a rundown, sort of a rundown. Bad play by Solano. And the next batter, Giancarlo Stanton, lines this one into the left center field gap. That probably would have scored Solano. Maybe he gets over to it quickly. Solano at least gets up to third base. I say he scores on that one. And we should have a 5-4 lead right now if Solano just stays on first. But now, runners on first and second, 1 out, Puig up, and man, Yasiel Puig is just struggling right now. That's going to be a 4-6-3 double play to retire the side. The Marlins miss out on a chance to score a run. Now we're going to head to the bottom of the 9th. Swaggerty still in. He's going to get Maven to ground out to Solano at second to retire the side. So Swaggerty gives us 2 solid innings, and it's time to move into extras for, I believe, the first time all season. So J.A. Happ would come in. We're going to skip ahead all the way to the 14th inning here. Not too many scoring opportunities for each team so far. So skipping ahead, bottom 14, Cameron Maybin is your first batter up in the inning. This is Happ's second inning of work. He had a solid 13th inning to when he first came in. Esmo Rogers pitched at the 10th and 11th, I believe. And we had actually expended our entire bench at this point. So J.A. Happ, I had him make he was our best hitter. or that's like partially ahead of him, because he's our best hitting pitcher on the team. He has like a 7 plate vision. It's kind of impressive. Anyway, Maben steals second right there, so runner on first, or runner on second with 1 out. Sweeney down the left field line, off of the bag, and Maben rounds third. He's going to come home and score, and that will end the ball game. Kubel with a strong arm. Maybe could have gotten him if that ball doesn't bounce off the bag, but it slowed up enough. Kind of went into no man's land. Kubel had no chance at it. Not nearly quick enough, and Ryan Sweeney, the former Red Sox legend, gets a walk-off single. So that's what the second or third time, that's the third time he's been walked off upon in this season so far. So I gotta start playing more home games, because clearly that's what the game's telling me to do, is play more home games, so I don't think I've played a home game all season. So anyway, that's gonna wrap up this game, wrap up this episode. So I thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy. So I'm out. Peace.